Hello and welcome back, everyone. We're into the second match of the day. ASES Club going to be facing off against TryHards United in this. I believe this is a round 2 game, Hindu.
It is a round 2 game indeed. What ASES Club did finish second last week. Warchi and his Spanish army here once again on your screens. We're going to follow him through this game. We were going to try and bring you Pantera versus Pointless, but it appears the gods do not want us to view that game just now. Yeah. So we'll see some ASES Club instead. ASES Club going to ban away Circuit, and in response we're going to see TryHards Unite take out Xbalanque.
Yeah, not too surprised on Xbalanque, and I don't know. He's a very strong, powerful god these days. Has sort of that permanent physical power steroid with his passive, provided he can get it charged up. It's not very good if you don't get any kills or assists to actually get stacks on that one. But, that said, he has a lot of poke, he has a lot of range. The Darkest of the Nights gives him extended range as well, giving him, I believe, the longest range for auto attacks in the game, period. Even Aphrodite with her just teeny tiny bit extended range doesn't quite match up to a Xbalanque with Darkest of the Nights active.
Yeah, he can, I believe it's at max rank, he can actually hit the tower from outside tower range, which is kind of cool. It's just one of those little features you don't see very often, but it is possible for him to do that without even being in tower range to hit the tower. And we'll wait for the next bans to come through.
Yep, looks like Cupid removed. Well, Cupid is very, very nasty. Typically, they kind of direct counter to Xbalanque these days, but if Cupid is allowed to get a little tiny bit, if you give him a kill early, he's going to be looking to just completely shut you down and zone you out. When his Fields of Love is up and active, any sort of escape ability you have is useless because the cripple on it, the heart bombs, that lands, you're likely going to be stunned as well. He's pretty disgusting if he's let to run amok in that dual lane.
And we're going to see Athena also taken off the table from the other side of things as well. So they don't want to deal with Athena. Obviously, she's one of the top supports right now. Noticed for a global map presence she's got available to her, as well as that ridiculous taunt, which can cause a lot of issues and set up a lot of lovely, jubbly, nice damages.
First pick, though, getting locked in pretty quick for the ASES Club is that Thor. It's pretty standard these days if he's not banned out early to him or Circuit getting locked in first. You see Athena kind of on there as well, so pretty much all the big first picks banned out. But Thor snuck his way through. Anvil of Dawn, Berserker Barrage, the wall, the double tap from the hammer. Thor is not a fun god to be facing.
He's not, and back across the way we're going to see mid laner prioritizations picked up with Poseidon, and the support is now Sylvanus has been picked up for them as well, so they've gone for priority supports. Geb and Ymir going to be left on the table. What else are we going to see?
Back on the other side, Artemis locked in for the AD carry. They had a little bit of a hover going on for Agni, but they locked that one in as well. Agni, once he hits level 5, is going to be pretty safe in lane, but before then, Poseidon can look to potentially counter him with a Whirlpool well-placed, interrupt the Path of Flame mid-wave clear, and then Agni's going to have a bit of a rough time just trying to farm up before he has Rain Fire.
I think that's a big key. So, like, Agni early game can struggle a little bit against Poseidon if he doesn't watch himself with the Path of Flames, like you say. But other than that, he brings the same sort of thing Poseidon brings to the table with good zone control. And Agni's just such a good all-round god as well. Obviously, another god that uses Spear of the Magus, so very strong. And Batz is going to be the next one locked in across the way for the opposition. Once again, Fear No Evil seem to be coming back into being wanted and a big priority now with all the other jungle focus.
Yep, it's a big one, and as the bans come back out once again, Ymir removed from the table. We saw him a couple times yesterday for North America, but Ymir has always been a big thing over in EU. The ability to just Frost Breath somebody, the Shards of Ice, or big damage, or just zoning people around, the walls, just getting someone stuck behind a wall is like the most frustrating thing, as well as the most glorious thing to watch. Like, the wall just pops up out of nowhere, and it's like, oh, that guy is just dead, there's no way he's getting out of this. And then, of course,
Ymir also has a very good matchup against Sylvanus, in fairness, in terms of wave clear. Like, his glacial strikes do so much damage in the early game that he can push the wave back as well and actually put the pressure back on. So Sylvanus doesn't have an easier time in the lane. And that's probably the only god there that really has decent wave clear other than Sylvanus. Maybe Kumbhakarna we might see again eventually just because of wave clear abilities, but we'll see with that one.
Yeah, Kumbhakarna fell off. That said, the other band's going to be Rom, take another 80 carry off the table. And with not that many left, it's going to be Freya locked in for the 80 carry role over on the side of TryHards Unite.
Freya, one of those that we don't see too often, but she's starting to come back. We've seen a bit in the pro scene now and again. She's now got bad matchups against certain gods. In this, like, for example, Cupid, she's very, very good against Cupid, just because she can poke the wave down pretty well. She can avoid taking heart bombs thanks to whoops at the same time, and she'll also be able to use Valkyrie's discretion to get herself out of trouble of those fields of love. So that's sometimes what you see here, but she's going to be up against an Artemis and an Ares lane here. It's going to be a bit of a backwards and forwards one, I suspect.
Just be careful early, though. She doesn't really have a lot of options for escape. even with, the shackles get applied, even banished up in the air, the dot damage from the shackles do still apply. So just be careful going up against that Ares, and, if she uses her banish and only catches Ares, Artemis can still drop that Caledonian boar down, stun her out, catch her in a trap. She could still end up in a bit of a bad spot early on. But with Sylvanus, I expect they're going to be pushing that wave to the tower on the other side quite easily early on.
Good compositions coming out from both sides here. I like both of them on paper here. They're looking pretty strong. Should be an interesting game. ASES Club going to be up against the boys of TryHards Unite in this second round matchup. We'll be back shortly though, guys, as we load ourselves in and bring you all the action from this one.
Alright guys, hello and welcome back. ASES Club going to be facing off against the red team. Production things across the board, Hindu. I've got the update.
The red team, TryHards United. Come on, Zidane, get your game on. Get your game on.
I forgot we restarted the client.
You performed so well in North America yesterday, and now today you're coming out and you're coming out with all these productions. You turn into a Danis already. Stop. Stop.
I settled it. I'm in the scene. I'm doing the production work for Challengers Cup. I'm done. I made my first good showing yesterday, and it's like, we've been there, done that. It's time to settle in, relax, and not worry about stuff anymore.
Disgraceful. Well, here's the game, boys. TryHards United versus ASES Club. No early wards out. Vamana is actually going to come up and put a ward down very early in the jungle. He got spotted doing that. They'll be able to press tab, see his inventory, and realise he's got nothing else left there, which shows that he did place that ward, even if they didn't see him drop it. And sort of a standard build coming up from the Vamana. Standard across the board, actually. I don't see anything too exciting in terms of itemization at the start of this one.
He went for the boots instead of the Hand of the Gods. So it could be interesting. Hercules could potentially look for a bit of a timing push on that second set of that, was it 90 seconds into the waves. So third minion wave, when he can Hand of the Gods down the archers and melee minions and look to aggress into Vamana. Vamana, I don't know if he'll necessarily be able to find a kill, but if nothing else, he can look to push Vamana back to his tower and maybe deny a couple minions of gold from it.
I mean, the benefit of not having Hog on Vamana means that you can go for sprint, and you can also pick up something like Weakening Curse if required. You could also look at getting Teleport, so he can get himself around the map as well. But sprint works out so well with his build, just because you can pop that while in Colossal Baby, and that means that you can actually chase people down a little bit easier. Yeah. And then not just have sprint, you could also have another active there as well. So we'll see as this one goes on.
Yep, early on, looking for the Earthbreaker, not going to find it over in their solo lane. It's one of the things, Hercules, if an Earthbreaker connects, especially early on, it can be so devastating. Any lane up against Hercules, it's a pretty, Hercules isn't tough to fight. It's just a matter of not getting caught by that Earthbreaker. It looks like over in that left lane, Ares trying to put some hurt on the binary sprint, and
nice poke.
Did quite a bit.
Oh, that crit. There was a 111 crit there from Artemis that just poked her down a little bit more than she would have liked. She'll sustain up though. She's got Sylvanus there. Poke power together should push this wave in quite nicely, and should be able to sustain up the Wisp for the most part. The big action though will be on Warcheese. He hits that driving strike on that left hand side. Going to be trying to bring down the little baby.
Not quite able to find it though. Barely surviving under 100 health. He has a potion ticking away, but if another one connects anytime in the near future, that could be a death for Kildad, and First Blood still on the table. It could be a pretty big one.
I mean, he started with 4 health potions in this lane as well, Zidane, and right now he's already used 3 at 1 minute 30 in, so he's really starting to take the poke damage. Another reason we would have taken the boots here is for the mobility to avoid Earthbreakers, but it's not worked out so far.
Definitely not. Going through lane. They did not take down that Sylvanus tree. That's a lovely little Christmas tree. You don't want to kill the Christmas tree. Why not leave it there for, festivities, even though it's March? There we go. Ares finally chopping that down. No reason to leave it standing there and give them that occasional free mana per 5.
Well, both jugglers did rotate to the mid lane eventually. The backside, though, Batz did take his back Harpies alone. Meanwhile, ASES Club are going to share both mid wave and the Harpies. Sorry, and the back Harpies, and then go back to mid again. So the sort of standard what you've seen out of the mid lane is jungle combinations of old. Oh, Warchi finds another Earthbreaker combo.
On the right side, Kid running for his life right now. Driving Strike not available right now either. Minigoon's popped. Warchi's going to be healing himself back up, but with mana buffs about to fall off here in the next couple of seconds, Hercules is going to have to be a little bit more wary. He has that Bluestone Pendant, but that mana buff is a big part of what's keeping him up around 2/3 of his mana pool right now. And K-Dot right there.
Both these gods in the solo lane struggle with mana issues. Umbrella rank has to be used for wave clear. Interestingly enough, though, he's put 2 points into Armored Umbrella. You don't normally see that early on. It's normally Umbrella rank that gets maxed first of all for the wave clear. But dunk down on the left-hand side from Thor into the wall. The bombs from AGni have rotated over as well. Finds first blood for the Archangel, and ASES Club take a lead. In the jungle, though, they are going to be able to find the mid-Harpies or TryHards United for free and maybe get both camps here.
There'll be a small gold advantage going with them, but the experience can be a big part of it. I believe on the back of that double Harpy camp, TryHards will come out ahead for experience. Gold, however, with that first blood pickup will be in favor of ASES Club, so a little 1-for-1 trade. I can actually look at the graph and see that. Yeah, exactly. TryHards have the experience. ASES has the gold. We'll see how that pans out. I mean, ultimates are not actually all online yet, so that little bit of experience over in that dual lane could be a little bit of a factor. Sylvanus has Wrath of Terra. Ares doesn't have the No Escape. So I don't know. Gold is never a bad thing, but getting those ultimates at level 5 can be a pretty big deal.
Well, Watchy's gone back to base, picked up boots too, continued working on his hog. Going to be back in lane. Vamana's rotated to mid lane here. Right now, he knows his Poseidon's got back to base. I guess he's just going to take the wave here as it comes in. Good rotation for Vamana. There's no reason for him to stay in lane. He's not going to clear a wave out just yet, so he can soak some experience here. But it does mean that he's got to keep an eye on his solo lane at what Watchy gets up to, because otherwise he might lose experience there.
Indeed. Overall, he'll be okay. The big deal is going to be Poseidon. He's a little bit behind Agni now that Agni has a full wave worth of minions of gold. Poseidon's one behind. Warchi will miss, or K-Dot rather, will miss 1 or 2 over to the tower in that right lane, but here comes Lexi the Sexy coming over to look for this kill into Warchi. There's the somersault leaping the range. Fear will drop down with a driving strike, timed almost perfectly right there. Bought him a little bit of time. He got caught slightly, but with the mitigate wounds taking as well as a potion, Sexy Lexi can't really look to pursue that one any further.
They could have potentially killed Warchi there. The problem was, though, is that Vamana really wanted the farm more than anything else, so he went back to farm the wave and left on Batz just 1v1 against that. Hercules not going to be able to bring him down from that one, so that's a bit unfortunate. But going to retreat back to the jungle, and everyone's going to start taking camps. Poseidon started red alone. Hopefully someone goes over there and shares that experience with him, as the junglers are currently doing their buffs with the solos.
Yeah, speed camp on the right side for ASES went just to Thor as well, so they kind of didn't share experience on both sides. I don't know. What do you think? You're talking about Warchi and K-Dot going for that farm. You know, it's the question of, do you go for that guaranteed golden experience, or do you miss a little bit more golden experience for the chance and get, you know, the gamble that we kill Hercules and get a little bit more? I
mean, Warchi's a beast. Let's put it that way. Warchi is a beast. We all know him. He's been around the scene for a very long time. He gets a lot of viewers because he's a great player. And putting the poke on him early like this is happening with Vamana. Now, we could have tower dived that, and he chose not to. Safer option picked up by Vamana there. He could have gone in there with the Colossal Fury and tanked the tower shots and potentially killed him. He was low enough to pick him up, but chose the safer option.
Looking at that, given the fact we saw the driving strike just used previously, based on what we just saw there, if K-Dot and Sexy Alexi had actually tried to kill Hercules last time, they probably would have gotten it.
Yeah, quite potentially. So I think the one thing that's interesting about that Vamana as well is he's been maxing the Armored Umbrella, which isn't something you normally max in lane. You normally max Umbrella rank for wave clear, because Armored Umbrella costs quite a mana, in fairness. It does good damage though, and it's 100% of your scaling too, but it's very difficult to be able to secure that one. I think that might surprise Warchi a little bit how much poke he took just because of that Armored Umbrella.
It's pretty good for wave clear. It does it as well. I believe it's sort of like a Chunga thing. If you move to the side of the wave, you can hit all the minions at the same time once they've reached the neutral point. So it still works pretty well. And yeah, like I said, the scaling and the numbers are better on it. And, yeah, I don't know, you treat the Umbrella Ring as a bit of just, the utility slow on the backswing, and I don't know, I actually kind of like that idea.
Well, left harpies do go to TryHards Unite. Right ones go to ASES Club, though. So an even trade this time around at the mid harpy. Still, the only thing separating these two teams is that one kill, and that's why the goal difference is slightly in ASES' favour, although experience still in TryHards. Still anyone's game in these early stages so far. Doom up, though, online for Poseidon.
Over that soul lane, K-Dot's still putting a lot of pressure onto Warchi. He's Hercules, he has that mitigate wounds, but that complete lack of protections, plus that armored umbrella damage coming out of K-Dot is, I don't want to say more than he can deal with, but it's definitely keeping him in a spot where he can't look to be too aggressive and look for a little bit of poke onto K-Dot.
Yeah, Watchy's using mitigate wounds without actually getting hit just to try and sustain some of this damage up. He's still getting poked down again. That Umbrella Ring is going to connect on the backswing as well, and now Warchi could be in a bit of a bad spot. Now the autos are raining down onto him. The chase in, and K-Dot's going to find a kill 1v1 against Warchi. A big pickup there for TryHards United.
Yeah, typically you don't see those warriors on the soul lane get kills without the help of the jungler. But right now, K-Dot, he's a little bit ahead as far as levels are concerned. They're even, I'm mistaken on that front. But, I mean, just that little bit of extra damage from the Armored Umbrella was more than K-Dot could handle. And is K-Dot, what is K-Dot doing ability-wise? He's maxing out that driving strike, so only a little bit of healing from the mitigate wounds. But he also needs that driving strike to actually wave clear, so it's a bit of a rough situation for Hercules.
Yeah, he's going to be struggling a little bit for now. He'll make up for it, though. You can already see he's starting to work towards some physical defense to deal with this already. So working towards the Iron Mail into Steel Mail as this one goes on. So we'll be quite tanky. Mid lane, Agni gets some nice damage off into this Poseidon. Potential kill if he goes for Path of Flames, but has he got cooldowns to follow it up? He's going to be able to do it. Kraken does connect, but it's not enough. And then Archangel finds himself the second kill of the game for his side in that mid lane.
Indeed. I mean, going forward, you know, Agni can potentially be shut down by that Whirlpool, but when Poseidon's using that to wave clear, you wait for the Whirlpool to dissipate, and you go forward. You can use that Path of Flames however you choose, and with the Rainfire Bomb, stun combos, and a Flame Wave in the middle of the fight as well. Agni is one you have to definitely watch out for. A little bit of back and forth, a trade attempt in the right side of the jungle. Monkey didn't really want to, you know, too hot of a situation for him right there. Didn't want to go near Agni.
It's quite a slow game so far for 9 minutes in. We've not seen too much aggression, pretty much splitting. The only real aggression is this solo lane. You expect that out of solo laners, though, going backwards and forwards in terms of damage and poke potential. But other than that, it's been quite slow paced. Maybe, though, with Agni now coming online and getting that kill onto Poseidon, we may see the map open up a little bit soon.
Indeed, also looking at the items, Freya had completed off her Haste and Fatalis a little while ago. Her boxing potential in lane just got a little bit better. That ability to not lose movement speed when you're auto-attacking allows her to not only close the distance, but when that slow is applied, can look to close in and find a kill.
Left side, we've got an engagement going on for the purple buff as we see ASES Club looking to invade, but Poseidon's here going to back away actually, not going to continue the aggression as Agni was rotating over 2. The purple buff is stolen, and TryHards United just give that one away. They don't go any more aggressive than that.
Yeah, Crumb's the cat a little behind right now, 2 levels down. Ultimates were available though, so I don't know. I think a big part of it was the fact that with the item difference right now, Ares has the Shoes of Focus, a little bit of extra damage, a little bit of extra cooldown reduction. The Adventure Blade, it's not a lot of extra health, so in a straight-up fight right now, I feel Sylvanus just a little bit, pretty much just flat out behind Ares at this point in time. And, you know, it would have been a little messy. The ultimates were online, you have the Kraken, you have Freya, I don't know. Tusky, the no escape.
It was a strange one, just because now ASES Club did manage to pick up both mid-harpies. That brings them back to even. Feel no evil in the mid lane, though, being focused on into a Kraken. Inimir goes down, and Swifty or Nod does manage to secure that one. It looks like they're going to rotate straight for the gold off that. Have they got the opportunity to do this? They feel they do here, Zidon.
This would be a pretty big pickup for them. While that fight in the mid lane was going on, K-Dot actually lost a trade with Warchi over in that right lane. The combo landed. Delio's going up in the air looking for the steal onto the Gold Fury. Coming down the middle is when Wrath of the Gods is available. TryHards will secure that using that. Delio finds number 1, looking for a second as well with the help of Agni. Gonna find it before he falls. Double for him. Binary Sprint answers back. Gold Fury and a kill going to TryHards United, but not before ASES Club can take two of the kills of their own.
Yeah, experience still in ASES Club's favour after that one, but what you will find is the gold lead swings into TryHard United's favour ever so slightly as this one stands now. A good trade out from ASES Club, honestly. They had a lot of players back in base there was the big issue, especially when they actually just lost their Ares in the mid lane. At the same time as that happened, Artemis was in base and only Thor was there to really offer any sort of help. Good rotation in from Agni, though, to clean up what they could and keep themselves contending.
Indeed. So Hercules, Steel Mail. You think you have the Mystical Mail route, kind of beat up Vamana a little bit later? More utility
Mystical
route.
Mails, I'm not a big fan of Mystical Mail when you're against the Vamana just because it keeps you in Colossal Fury a little bit longer. Don't forget that as you take damage and you're in Colossal Fury form, you're going to be able to continue him taking up and regenning. So maybe not with that one. I'll be interested to see where he's going to go with this. Midgardian Mail's an option. Midgardian's an option. Freya. It's a lot of protection and a lot of health as well. You're probably not going to want Sovereignty because your support should be picking that one up for you anyway. As a result, talking about him on the left-hand side, no escape use, beats forced, as well as the ultimate from Sylvanus is on cooldown now. Wrath of Terror used defensively, but Thor is rotating around looking to try and pick up the pieces here. He's not going to go in though, which is smart.
Yeah, that is for sure. I mean, I'd be curious here. Looking at this once again, those 2 solo laners are just killing each other or trying to kill each other non-stop, just smacking each other back and forth. Left lane, 3-man grouping. There's still a lot of ultimates online to have that Fear No Evil. If Artemis or Ares go slightly out of position, Sexy Lexi might look to push them back towards their own side and look for a kill here. But Sylvanus' mana pool's kind of low. Ares kind of in the same boat. He's going back to base right now. I don't know, a bit of a slower game. Gold Fury, Mid-Harpy is going to be up in about a minute. Gold Fury is still about 3 minutes out. We might have a bit of a lull, bit of more of a just casual farm period before we really see any more big groupings. That said, Delio is looking for a pick onto the tree in the jungle. Or
Yeah,
in the mid lane,
damage. Oh, in the mid lane, rather, you're going to see once again Archangel is really starting to snowball this lane. Chronos Pendant and Boots online. He's having a good time against his Poseidon, catching him out of position once or twice, and it's starting to pay off for him now. Agni's getting big, and when Agni gets big, ooh, do those bombs hurt?
Definitely. That Chronos Pendant going to make those bombs come down all the much more quickly. Back on the other side, Poseidon has that Doom Orb cut down to half stacks, so we're building those up quite quickly, but if these occasional kills, speaking of kills, Crumbs the Cat caught up mid-tower, Delia will get that kill with the Berserker Barrage under the protection of that tower. And the right side, Freya will drop down. Delia not making it out of this one, so 1-for-1 trade in the mid lane on the back of these little bit of a grouping. Though with that full wave of minions now, ASES Club's going to get a little bit of extra damage on the tower before Alexi is actually able to clean these up. If he actually is looking like he's going to leave it just to the tower. Whole minion wave lost there.
Yeah, they're going to get zoned out by this Batz at the moment in the mid lane, but at the same time, round the back, Vamana is coming. They're looking for aggression on Agni. They realise he is a threat. They will bring him down. K-Dot rotating in, being able to pick that one up for himself. Good rotation from him, but now the collapse onto Batz is possible. Warchi's going to take the mid Harpies down as the disengage is slowly happening on this left side. So good rotation from TryHards United. K-Dot coming out there as well.
Indeed. Buffs coming up on scattered across the map right now. Little bit of a grouping once again by TryHards United. It's fairly common these days. You see a lot of 3-4 main groupings in the mid lane. Right side Harpies down. There's some jungle buffs on the right side of the jungle. We'll see more likely than not going to see any steals coming from these. And I don't know. I mean, going forward in this matchup, it's been pretty back and forth so far. There's a little bit of a gold lead still for TryHards United on the back of the Gold Fury from earlier. But, I mean, taking a look at the graph, it's pretty much just a small lead by TryHards United. Everything else just been back and forth.
Yeah, he's been backwards and forwards so far. TryHards United keeping themselves in this one, especially after the start that, you know, we saw Vamana got poked early on by Warchi, but he's come back so strong in this lane as K-Dot that it's really helped out his team. His rotations have been good as well. They've managed to get the Gold Fury, so even though there's a kill lead for ASES, at the same time, right-hand side driving strike was just used on Vamana. He's having to pop into Big Baby. He should be able to disengage. It's almost going to get out, though.
Barely. Under 100 health, just barely surviving that. Pulled in, caught by the Verdant Growth as well. The Caledonian Boar bought her just enough time to sneak her way out of that one. Enemy are rotating back over, finally looking to pick up a couple of these minions. But that was a pretty big play there by TryHards. They're going to try at least to get the attack speed buff out of it. It was secured successfully by Enemy. It looks like Binary Sprint taking a lot of damage just from Ares. No escape coming out. May Force the beads. There it is. Sylvanus going to take a bit more as well.
Right. Watch he blink in though as well with the driving strike. We're going to be looking to pick up that Batz who uses the beads. Meanwhile, the chains are still applied to this Sylvanus. Goodbye, tree.
He's still alive, trying to run away and buy time. The rest of his team, though, looking to clean up. But Sexy Alexi finds number one. Enemy in the back. Warcheek with the driving strike finds Crumbs the Cat. The monkey, not long for this world. Enemy will find another kill for himself right there. As K-Dot with the Armored Umbrella finds one before clearing the path straight on out of this one. Ares is about to run into a bad spot, though. Path of Flames, he actually might sneak out of this. He looked dead to right.
Everybody's just sneaking out. Vamana still chasing on. Warchi gets the kill onto Freya the backside. K-Dot does type the tower, manage to pick up the Agni there. So at the moment, it's a 2v2 scenario. AD carry versus solo, mid laner versus solo. Who's going to win the trades?
Indeed, Warchi in mid lane. Mitigate wounds is currently ticking away. Looks like he's okay over the wall. K-Dot on the other side, though. Ojaboom finds that one. Hercules snuck away. Overall, a 4-for-3, going barely in favor of ASES Club. That was a big, messy, scattered fight.
Yeah, it was, but ASES Club are the ones that come out on top of that one once again. You can see by the experience in gold, they're jumping up slowly in ASES Club's favour. It was a skirmish, it was an advantage for the extra kill, but the problem is that OJ Boom also managed to pick up a kill in that one as well, so he's going to be escalating his build. Meanwhile, across the way, Freya only managed to get one earlier on, and the gold difference between those two is actually really big right now. Artemis 5, nearly 600 gold ahead of this Freya in this carry role right now.
Freya, a lot of her scaling does come off of her regular ability. She relies a lot on the Radiate as well as the Pulse to do the damage early. That's why you see a lot of Witchblade, Hasten Fatalis pickups early. She tends to look to get more powerful by making her opponents weaker. At this point in the game, she has the Hasten Fatalis online, but with that itch roll...
Warchi's in a bit of trouble here on this right-hand side. He's already used the Earthbreak, has used the Bowler. He's turning this one around. The Mystical Male was doing good work during that fight too. Warchi celebrating in the recall animation as he goes back to base after coming out on top of that engagement at first. I thought he was going to go down at first.
Yeah, that Midgardian Male is an interesting pickup. Hiding the Urchin was picked up on Vamana, so kind of the perfect counter to that. With the Midgardian Male and Hercules, it's very hard to fight him. He's doing physical damage. The Mystical Male is taking away for usually about 30 damage if you don't have physical protection, or excuse me, magical protection. It can't be underestimated because he's taking less, he's doing more. Height of the Urchin kind of counters both. You get that physical and magical resistance, kind of reduces the damage from both. He'll be okay, but he still has to be very, very careful. Hercules is going to hurt. Vamana kind of building more tanky. He only has that Runeforged Hammer and the hide, so not going to really be able to do much to Hercules at this point.
Well, remember, Runeforged Hammer as well does give you bonuses of your physical protections, and then when you go in Colossal Fury, you know, you're going to get extra protections from that. You get 25 at max rank, so that's going to increase his damage for the most part. So Vamana's actually going to have a bit of a rough time here now. In this lane, Mystical Mail starting to tick away. It's not, like I said, you normally don't see Mystical Mails picked up against Vamana's, but if you can bully him before he gets into big baby form, that's going to work. Left-hand side, though, he's a little bit overly aggressive there. Going to back away his form, and we're starting to rotate in on him. Gold Fury is available once more.
Indeed. Once again, over in that right side lane, just the middle wave clearing. K-Dot taking actually only 9 damage per tick from the Mystical Mail.
Chains are coming out onto Swifty or no. He's ate all 3 of them. A couple of bombs too. Gonna live for now. The Wisps will heal him up a little bit. The Gold Fury though has begun for ASES Club. Freya's going to be the first one on the scene of this one. The Whoop is looked for. The Whoop is not found. And now the tree is here to help defend too.
This is a nice play. They forced the fight right now. Anvil Dawn up in the air. He's looking for Crumbs the Cat. He's getting low. There is a 3-man stun off of that one. The Berserker Barrage shredding him apart. Freeney will drop down. Not going to buy them enough time. Ojiboom looking to clean this one up. No escape. Finally coming out. Beads already used. Going to pull Sexy Alexi back into this one. Binary Sprint finds that one. The Archangel answers back, however. Binary Sprint now trying to run away. Not going to well. Archangel gets that double. Poseidon is on his way. Looking to clean up. Looking to stop this Gold Fury here in the next couple moments. But will he be able to do it? Kraken already used. Beautiful Aegis coming out there. Swifty or not looking like he's getting away. Same spot. This is going to be a Gold Fury here as well, possibly.
Well, they're going to go for the purple buff straight away. They have the opportunity to do that. Vamana's back in base, been forced back away. Just teleported into the right lane to defend that tier 1 tower. This is definitely a free Gold Fury here. They should have the burst potential here to bring this one down before Sylvanus has anything to say about that. He does have Blink available, but he's not going to get here in time. Sylvanus, one of the slowest characters in game alongside Ymir.
They don't have Artemis
stumpy little legs.
This might be close.
They should.
Yeah, maybe not.
Nah.
Abilities came back off cooldown. Kind of that little bit burst came out.
Yeah, it should be good for now. So ASES Club take themselves and extend this lead now. 3,000, so just over 3,000 experience and 1,500 gold lead for them. They set themselves up nicely. It's been backwards and forwards so far, but I think that one might start swinging it now into ASES' favour.
Kena just actually pops sprinting, get some extra damage to Warchi. They really can't kill each other. If they ignore each other, they don't do any damage, and they're just like looking, well, we're bored. Let's just smack each other around for a little bit and see what happens. Wave clear going back and forth. Sexy Lexi's nearby. If Hercules isn't careful, they could look to at least force him back to base one more time. But again, he's Hercules at this point. Not going to be too easy to kill with that Mystical Mail against 2 physicals.
Yeah, Warchi shouldn't be too worried right now. He knows the blue buff's probably up on that side of the map, so he's probably got the jungle in the area. Mid camps have spawned though. TryHards United are ready for them on the left-hand side, and already you can see Archangel's going to be rotating for the right ones with the support of 4. So we're going to see both those mid camps stay evenly split.
Divine Rune was picked up on Agni now as well. That's going to help deal with the healing coming out of both Sylvanus and Hercules. But with that Chronos Pendant, yeah, the Rain Fire Bombs coming from him may not be doing quite as much damage as we expect, but he has that extra utility coming out, which they may very well need here in the near future, as that healing coming out of both of those guys. Hercules actually is on his own team, like we spoke.
Poseidon is just going to get out of trouble there, just in time. That was very fortunate for him. Otherwise, he was really going to go down.
Yeah, that was close. Good Wrath Terror coming out from Crumbs the Cat to save his ally's life right there. Heartworn Amulet actually picked up on Ares, going to benefit from that with his passive extra damage. K-Dot taking a lot of damage from the Shackles as well, actually forced up into the big baby right here in the mid lane. Maybe a little too early, but better safe than sorry sometimes. Still a 3-man grouping. They could look for a stun combo, they could look for setup of a Thor as well, and possibly look for pick onto, well, probably Lexi the Sexy right there.
Yeah, Archangel's doing work this game right now. He's currently 5-2-6, 10k gold, one of the highest in the game other than this Vamana. And he's also worked on the Divine Ruin, which you mentioned earlier. I mean, Divine Ruin is something you don't normally see, but no escape goes off. Beads is used by one, but not by the tree. And the tree's the focus at first, but now it's not. Fear No Evil comes out. He's going to jump to the monkey and look for Thor, forcing the Anvil of Dawn to the sky. Kraken on the backside, going to hit onto him, but he's going to dive in and get a tower aggro. He's going to be a 1-for-1.
Is last tower shot secure skill. Intermediate spot trouble as well. Can they get Sexy Alexi down in time? Yes, they will. Ares at this point in time, as well as Agni cleaning up. K-Dot's looking for the kill. Just about in range. Blink off cooldown. Intermediate will get out. Archangel looking for a little bit of damage back. I'm probably not going to see another kill come out of this right now, unless Warchi looks for this dive on Crumbs the Cat, but they're looking for Vamana. He's off in that jungle, and they could look to close in on him. Artemis is meanwhile trying to split push down that left tower, getting a lot of damage. The tower may fall here in just a moment as well. K-Dot, he's kind of having people chase him through the jungle. Bit of a wild goose chase at the moment.
He's not done a bad job of chasing away now, but he's got cooldown for a few more seconds before he can escape this stun. And there comes the combo from Hercules as well with the driving strike. One boulder would be enough, an Earthbreaker boulder. Oh no, the boulder didn't hit, but the damage from the Path of Flames did. And Archangel picks up the kill for ASES Club again.
That was a pretty big pickup overall. Artemis did get the tower in the left lane. Early on, TryHards United had that lead, but in the past few minutes, both Golden Experience have gone in the favor of ASES Club. If they look to keep this one up, I don't know. This could be the beginning of a little bit of a snowball here. Gold Fury is going to be up in about 2 minutes. They can look to extend the lead on that. And Mid-Harpies is in about 30 or so seconds now. So there's some objectives to be taken here in the near future. We'll see who gets them in just a bit.
It's a messy game though, this side, right? It's backwards and forwards. There's lots of skirmishes, lots of fighting, but no one... Honestly, we started to see a small lead for ASES Club starting to mount, but it's taken a long time for them to do this. They go back to farming a little bit too much. There's not as much grouping as they could be at this stage of the game. They could be looking to force down some more of these towers. It's still taking them a very long time, this one. And Thor's going up with Vamana. They're looking for this Batz, so they're going to find him.
Yes, they... Somersault over the wall, buying him just barely enough time. He was lucky on that one, avoided that Tectonic Rift stun. They could look for some tower damage here, but the teleport straight on back in from Vamana, gonna stop any potential push onto that one for the time being. I like the item Freya just picked up, and I have to actually cheat here and look at, I can't remember the name. Polynomicon. It's been so long since I've seen that item picked up. Freya going for that extra burst of damage when she uses her abilities.
I'm not so sure about the Polynomicon, whether I like it or not on a Freya. Now remember, Polynomicon is a good item. It does good amount of damage, 60% of your magical power, but it's on your next hit. If you miss that first hit after popping this, it's not going to do any damage. If you miss it, it means you're wasting the Polynomicon. It's got good magical power in it, good mana, good lifesteal, but the effect of the passive does not work as often as you probably want it to. It's not as reliable as you'd like it to be.
Yeah. Later on, it could be a pretty huge burst of damage. Freya's a little bit more utility-based. Oh, Path of Flames used to escape the monkey in the mid lane. Freya has kind of like some lower of magical power items when she's, of course, building. Now, Hasten Fatalis doesn't offer any. It's not going to be a case of like, someone like a Scylla or an Agni. They're going to be hitting for like an extra full nuke worth of damage just because, they have like 800 magical power late game. But it's still a decent little chunk of damage. I believe as well, if she has a Radiate active, it actually procs an AoE for that extra damage.
Big rotation to the right side. There's a Gold Fury has been started too. Warchi gets hit by a Fino Weaver, but he's fine for now. Left hand side, the Gold Fury is still being threatened, being worked on over here. The Whoop was out right hand side, though. We do see the kill from Thor. Vamana's in big baby form, but left side, the Kraken does come out as well. Gold Fury get the Gold... Sorry, ASES Club get the Gold Fury. Wrath and Terror comes out. Freya secures one kill. They're looking for another one, but Agni's going to turn that one around onto Poseidon. A 1-for-1 trade in the left hand side and a Gold Fury for ASES Club. On the right side, though, it was a 1-for-0 exchange in favor of ASES Club again as the monkey goes down there too.
Indeed, and right now, a bit of a slap fight going on once again. Driving strike, let me smack you up to the side of the head with my, chair. Luchador Hercules. Going the rest of the route. That's, big fights like that coming out of the Gold Fury. They saw a couple of rotations. There are 2 members of TryHards over in the right side lane. Why not do the Gold Fury call? If nothing else, we start a fight and come out ahead in that fight. Freya got that 1 kill at the tail on to Artemis, but with that Gold Fury pickup plus the kills and that over on that right side of the map, overall a pretty big victory by ASES Club once again. They're extending the goal lead up to about 6,000. And looking down at those levels right now, you can start to see them kind of starting to grow across a couple guys, but level 20 has been reached by a few as well, so experience going to slowly start mattering less and less as the game continues.
I think they've started to realise what they need to do in this game. K-Dot's been an issue on the Vamana, and ASES Club just need to make sure they bring him down. Agni's got full control of this mid lane. He's not worried about Poseidon at all in this competition at all. Binary Sprint, though, is one to watch out for. He's not had the greatest of games just yet, but he's picked himself a couple of kills here as well. If he gets to this late game, he's going to be a destructive force. That's what Freya is in the hyper carry stage of late on. So keep an eye on Freya, because if it goes a little bit longer than this, she'll keep building up, and then ASES Club need to return their attention there as well.
Indeed. Batz took a lot of poke once again. He's definitely the squishiest one on this team for the time. I mean, Freya has to kind of get out of jail free card with the Valkyrie's Discretion, so I'd say a little bit more defensive on her just with that. Batz, though, no shift to shield, no defensive item pickups at all. Thor at least has a shift to shield, a little bit of extra protection for him. The double tap from Thor, chunking Sexy Alexi for about 1/3 of his health right there. It's something to watch out for going forward. It's a lot of damage onto either Batz, Poseidon, even Freya can take a lot from it. Although Freya actually forcing Thor out of the left side of the jungle. Big bomb coming in from Agni, though, coming down. No escape used as well. Wrath Terror to get that crouching with a stun. Swift, gets picked up and killed off by Delia, looking for more. Freya to the left side, looking to find a kill to Archangel off in the back position. Will find a kill, but might not land in what may be a good spot. She did land back to tower. There's the Picky Pinata coming in the mid lane.
Boulder.
Artemis finds another kill, though, onto Binary Sprint. The big baby is up. He's mad. He's looking for revenge right now, but the wall from Thor just says, no, you're not going anywhere right now. Krumsikat taking a lot of damage. They're diving this under the tower, trying to find the kill on Sylvanus. One more ability off cooldown in just a second. The Fear No Evil buying Krumsikat the time he needs to get out of there. Now can Warchi also make his escape? Gonna have to take up the tower and make his way through,
He's
but
fine.
Artemis is shredding apart that tower and finds a second one right here in the back of that fight. Another big one coming out from ASES. They extend their lead up to about 9,500.
Oh, Driving Strike comes out once again from Warchi, not going to connect as the leap was used by Batz, so a good engagement from ASES Club, picking themselves up 2 towers for their workload there. Kda going to be focused again. No, he's not. It's the Monkey. Monkey doesn't get it by suppressed insolent, gets hit by a crit and leaps away in time. Warchi could be in trouble there though, because the root comes out from the cat, but Kda just disengaged at the worst possible moment. They could have picked up Warchi. Meanwhile, though, I did not see that on the right-hand side. ASES picks up the Monkey.
Yeah, AGni you cannot underestimate. He has percentage-based damage on his Searing Flesh. The Shackles do a lot of damage as well. Even as Hun Batz, you have to be very, very careful. You're the Monkey, you have the escape, you have a lot of damage yourself, but 1v1, AGni, he's tanky, he still does a lot of damage. You have to be careful going up against him. How much damage is he doing, actually? He's lowest on his team, but he's the middle of the pack, kind of.
Don't forget, he's got his passive kicking in as well. Now
Yeah.
he's got 2 passives online from the items of the Amulet and the Sovereignty, so that's going to increase his damage potential as well. One of the benefits of him, remember, Hun's low damage. That's the one thing you've always got to watch out with him in Ares, that foolishness. But speed buff being stolen away here by Thor in the jungle for ASES Club. They're going to start applying the pressure now. They've got a good lead in this one. Gold Fury is still down. They should be turning attention to the Fire Giant soon, but wall coverage is good from TryHards United there. They're looking for a pick though.
Wing Shackle missed, but the Takedown Rift did connect. Doctor Discretion used immediately by Binary Sprint up in the air, trying to avoid getting picked off before his reinforcements arrive. They have now shown up. It's going to be a 3v5 for the moment. AGni is on his way. Can they hold on? No, Delio cannot. The Kraken finds that kill. The Pick and Piata came out as well. Comes the cat getting brought quite low, but the Wisps are going to start healing that damage straight back up. Bit of a scattered fight right now. They're doing well, outnumbered. AGni getting caught up by Kda in the middle. Never actually got to this fight. Warchi still alive, tanking them up, but right now looks like he's going to fall. He's going to try and take somebody with him, but can he find it right now? No, he died, so no.
Nope. He's not going to find it left-hand side. We saw Artemis defending against attacking against Kda. Kda doing a good job of defense. That's a potential Fire Giant here coming out for TryHards United, which means ASES Club get themselves in a position to bring themselves back into this game and potentially come back on towers too, because if they get this, they're also going to be able to get hold of some of these towers and bring back that golden experience differential.
That Fire Giant just got ripped apart. It didn't know what happened to him. Artemis poked her nose over here. This may not end well. She has does not have the Caldron, but there's the pull. This is going to be a very dead Artemis. TryHards United coming out big on that team fight. ASES Club needed AGni in that fight. They were so grouped up. They were so low in health. If AGni had not been dealing with K-Dot, that fight would have gone the way of ASES Club, but because he didn't make it to the fight, TryHards come out with the victory, the Fire Giant, and now they're looking to rip through all these towers on the map. They are going to be so heavy. This gold lead is about to completely vanish for ASES Club.
Yeah, well, the Gold Fury is available as well, so they could just rotate straight to that now if they feel like it. The decision's going to be go back to base, though, leave the Gold Fury standing. ASES Club have an opportunity to extend that gold lead just a little bit more if they can, and make sure that Fire Giant didn't hurt them too much. You can always see Ares over there now. The rest of his reinforcements are arriving, but if they fight here, they need to be very, very careful, as it will be a 4v5. Yeah. But it looks like K-Dot's going to be returning to the right-hand lane, so it'll be a 4v4.
Indeed, I like that back though. I took a quick look at the golden hand. Poseidon was sitting at 3,500. Everyone else is like 2,500. It's a lot of items getting picked up, but they need to get over here now for this Gold Fury. They're not going to be here in time to contest this one. Small little victory for ASES Club, helping kind of keep their gold lead in hand. But with those outer towers, we almost never see those get defended in the first place. That's an easy 1,000 gold pickup for those guys. Inner towers as well, not defended all too often. I think more likely than not, TryHards, you can just let those towers go and look to defend the Phoenixes a little bit. But they do have a lead, so they may look for a defense at the towers themselves.
They can defend the tier 2s, but what's going to happen here is at the moment Hercules will have to teleport over to make sure he turns up to this fight at the right sort of time, because Vamana will be looking for the same thing too. Yeah. They'll both be turning up late to the fight, but at the moment it's going to be up to AGni and Ares to weather the storm, and so Ares has got in.
There we go, Inmir in the middle of a lot though. The damage coming out, Phoenix will drop down. Can he stay alive? No, he cannot. Binary Sprint finds one, but so did ASES Club. It's 1-for-1. The pull is good, but not getting out of that path of flames used immediately to get out. Swifty off finds another kill right now. ASES Club not winning this fight for the time being. Warchi banished up in the air. They're trying to find this damage. The Piggy Pinata comes out, does clip binary sprint. That's Freya down and off the table. A lot of damage was just removed. ASES Club looking like they're making a successful defense here over this tier 2. Driving strike coming in. Swifty or Gnaw about to fall as well. Anvil of Dawn coming from Thor. Closing in, looking for the kill on Sylvanus and Swifty Gnaw. There's the wall. There's the double tap coming in for that kill. As well as the Earthbreaker. That's going to be almost a deicide. K-Dot's still in the back, causing a little bit of havoc, but...
They won't kill him. I don't think they can kill him here. He should be able to get out of this one and survive for now. K-Dot's going to take a little bit of poke, though, but he's going to be able to get out. Surely? Am I wrong? Sprint? Not available?
Earthbreaker coming up in a second. Driving strike. He's clearing the path back out.
There we go.
Juke. They could... There's the... Yeah.
Maybe not. He's dead. You're right. You're right. Berserker Barrage. There he goes down. Deicide goes over to ASES Club against a Fire Giant team. Warchi did good work in that engagement. He was a little bit late to the party, though, so he didn't have many teammates to go up with him. Only Ojo Boom was available for him, and he had to deal with K-Dot on the backside. But K-Dot continues to chase a little bit too long. It's disappointing against Warchi. Warchi's tower defense. Hercules is like an extra tower.
That he is, and with that fight as well, I think if K-Dot had his Colossal Fury available still, he probably would have made it out of that one. But unfortunately, that was not the case. ASES Club looked like they might want to try and just, maybe it's just some minions, but that left side tower, tier 2 tower on the left lane at least, is looking fairly ripe for the picking. Only about 20% health, but with respawns coming back up, they can't really look to push across the map.
Yeah, the climbing gold and experience is starting to climb again back in ASES Club's favor after that engagement.
I've been noticing a trend yesterday and both today. The Fire Giant has definitely seemed to be more of a curse than a blessing. Every time a team goes for it, they get wiped out at the Fire Giant. They get the Fire Giant, they get, picked off one by one, and eventually just lose it without really getting anything from it.
That was just a bad fight, honestly, more than anything else. I mean, ASES Club set themselves up perfectly. They should have focused AGni in that team fight at the tower. They let AGni do way too much damage before they did eventually pick him up. And that just allowed the rotations coming out from the solo laners to turn things around as Warchi turned up on that Hercules, who's full build already, and he's going to start devastating. He's going to be very hard to bring down.
Mid Harpy's up. Not too important at this stage of the game, but every little bit of gold and experience, not so much experience, but the gold still, of course, always helps. They have to be careful. They don't want to get caught out. Blink is, of course, online for both supports. They both have very strong initiations on the back of those blinks. Not to mention, with Sylvanus, you don't want to get too close to a corner if you don't have eyes on him, because he can look to Nature's Grasp you through the wall, and then you may find yourself in a bad spot. Warchi, though, finds himself a monkey in the mid lane. Monkey goes ahead and leaps on out of that one, though, back to safety. He's going to be forced back to base to heal up, though.
Yep, Fire Giant's got to be up in 20 seconds time, so keep an eye on ASES Club. They're going to look to ward up this area right now. They've not got many wards in their inventory, though, and that means that right now the Fire Giant control is going to be TryHards United. They do need to go back to base. Somebody put some of them back right now, get some ward coverage online, and get ready to contest this Fire Giant, because it's flashing already, and TryHards United know that. And
as quickly as TryHards burst through that Fire Giant last time, if they don't get vision on that soon, a couple seconds of TryHards killing that Fire Giant could mean it's just taken outright, just snuck in. Hercules teleporting back. He does have one single ward to drop down.
This fight will be the game. This fight will be the game. Let's find out. Driving strike goes off from Hercules straight onto that Freya. He's going to get focused a little bit. The boulder's already been used. Big Baby comes in. Thor ducks down. Get booped. That great damage from Archangel comes out as the Soul Reaver does proc as well. On the backside, the Poseidon's trying to do work, but he's going to get hit by the no escape. Kraken does connect, but Archangel finds the kill onto the monkey. And now we're going to see the aggression as Driving strike again from Warchi connects on to Swifty or not. He's going to go down, and Agni's just rained in down death.
Okay, that's still alive. Trying to answer back a kill, but gets picked off before he can. Driving strike back into that Thor wall. This very well could be the game's 40-plus seconds on respawn times now for everyone on the team. Surrender vote coming out. They're looking, the pings are coming out. They're looking to storm straight through the base of TryHards United. TryHards were making a good, looking like they had the starts of a comeback there on the back of the Fire Giant pick. Like you said, that fight just didn't go well for them. And with that final fight we just saw, it looks like ASES Club is going to be taking this game in round number 2 and moving on to the round of 3, not round of 3.
Archangel did so much work in that game overall. He had a good early game against the Poseidon, got a lot of solo kills. His position in team fights looked really strong as well. Didn't get picked easily and managed to get his full damage down, and that really helps out Warchi towards the end of that last engagement there. And that's why ASES Club are going to move on. They've still got things to work on, though, Zayden. Like they made a couple of mistakes that they didn't really need to, and got picked a few times where they didn't need to either.
Yeah, they were playing like they were a bit further ahead than they actually were. They were looking for some big plays. A couple times, Blink Shackles and Ares didn't quite connect. They went for fights anyway. That one fight on the right side, 2-3 team fights ago, where they where AGni didn't actually arrive to the fight was like a big, kind of a misstep. They had a good fight despite being outmanned. I think it was a 3v5 for most of it before Vamana kind of roamed off for AGni. But nevertheless, Archangel coming out 11-5, 11 overall, big numbers put up by him. The Soul Laners, just a couple minutes ago, were top of the damage charts. Did they hold on to those numbers? A lot of that was fake damage, them smacking each other back and forth, well, the entire duration of the game. But big numbers.
Damage is damage.
Yeah.
Damage is damage. They both made an impact for their teams as well. Guys, we'll be right back, though, with the next round of action as soon as we get ourselves into picks and bans for the next game.